Lake Norman officials say they need better enforcement of boating regulations to prevent deaths on the water. And that assessment comes after an Independence Day drowning, with partiers getting in the way of the search efforts.
27-year-old Miles Merritt of Charlotte died along an area known as the Sandbar, a very popular area, especially during the holidays. And Queen City News reporter Daniel Pierce shows us how this incident is becoming a wake-up call for agencies in charge of the lake.
Investigators say 27-year-old Miles Merritt drowned in Lake Norman on July 4th. They're trying to work out what happened before he jumped in the water. Meanwhile, those on the Lake Norman Marina Commission say regulations are in place, but they're not always being enforced.
Most of the time, this is how you can find Lake Norman. July 4th, however, was a completely different beast. This is July 5th as search crews comb through the choppy waters for 27-year-old Miles Merritt. The lake so active with people, it was difficult to find him.
The victim jumped off the boat, did not have a life jacket on, and unfortunately was not able to stay afloat.
His body was recovered Saturday near where he jumped along this sandbar.
We do have regulations in place. Our goal for the commission is to have safe boating and safe access to the lake.
Lake Norman Marina Commissioner spoke briefly about the death of the 27-year-old at Monday's monthly meeting. While the circumstances have not been released, they say over the past 5 years, more than half of the drownings on the lake have involved people renting boats or chartering uncertified vehicles across the lake.
Uninformed, unsafe charters and rentals are having an effect, and that the biggest source of fatalities.
Early this year, new regulations went into effect. All rental boats and all boats that charter people across the lake must be certified. If it doesn't have this sticker, it means the person behind the wheel isn't trained, the boat isn't insured, or may not be safe.
We have regulations that, if enforced, could have potentially prevented the tragedy of this weekend, but it just, we need the enforcement and the help.
All the community law enforcement people do a great job, but there's only so much they can do when they have, it's like putting a state trooper on I-77 and say, you got from Statesville to Charlotte.
I asked who is in charge of regulating the sandbar since there are no regulations there, and I'm told it's Duke Energy. In Mooresville, Daniel Pierce, Queen City News.